Hello and welcome back to this update of the SAS MAS Scorer application 2.1. We have so many different cool things that help you test better, create more tests for you, and also something for the UI app, so let's get right into it.
Okay, we are going to start things off with the new parallel scoring mode that has been established. So for that, let's open up a decision that we have seen in previous iterations of these videos. And now, instead of just seeing parallel CSV upload, you will also see parallel CAS table. This allows us to select a CAS server, a CAS library, and then a CAS table against which we can score. In my case, I filter it down for the HMAQ dataset, select it, we get a preview of the data alongside with a column selector. So let me just map a column in here. Again, similar with the CSV parallel scoring, we have the ability to auto map these columns if they have similar names. So since this is not the case, I have to manually map. And then going down here, you can see I can either choose to score the full table or set a row limit. So let me click here, scoring the full table, and then let's increase the number of parallel requests that we are going to do to 8 and hit run. As with the CSV upload, this will process down below, give you a progress indicator along the way, and also there is a new feature introduced for both CAS-based parallel scoring and CSV file-based scoring, where we can click the stop button and that will end all current executions and we get the results provided to us. Now, in here, we have another new feature that is also available for the CSV file upload version, where we can now go in and select individual scoring results and save them as scenarios en masse. So you can't just do it with one singular scenario, but now you can do multiples. And of course, you can also do things like shift click to select many at once, then go ahead to save as scenario. You will have to enter a base name that will get a numbered suffix of all the scenarios that we are going to create. We can create a description here that will be applied to all the scenarios, and then we choose which folder we want to save this in. So as before, you can select that, and then we can also choose in which CAS library we want to save the outputs, similar to the other scenario dialog, and then it will give us a progress bar of all the scenarios as they are being created for us. So let's click done here. In addition to this, for CAS table-based scoring, we now can also save this as a test. A test in intelligent decisioning enables us to run the whole decision against the table. So this isn't available for CSV file upload, but for CAS tables. And then we can select our folder, subscription name, see the mapping of the columns to review them, and also then see where we can store the output. This works exactly like a scenario. It's just not one row, but many. And if you already have one with that name, you will get a warning, and then you can update the name, save the test to create a new version. Okay, those are the features for the scoring side of the house. We now also have a new couple of features for the UI apps. So let's go into the UI apps, and we are going to start things off when we run an actual UI, because you can now not only run it in this mode, but what is called standalone mode. This removes much more of the overhead from the MAS module scorer, so you can really focus in on what your application actually is, so you can more easily demonstrate the look and feel of your application that you have built here. This is also reflected in the edit mode, where you can now copy a standalone link if you have deployed it on a web server, for example, or want to integrate it as a standalone piece in SAS Visual Analytics, you can make use of that here. In addition, we also have a new feature to replace the module that is used behind the scenes of such a UI app. So if I click this, it will bring up a dialog giving us short information about, oh, this is a decision and this is the step that's being used here. We can then search through all available modules, but of course also filter in here and then map in a new decision that we have. So let's use this data grid test one. Then you go into the mapping piece. If you do not map an input or output, it will be removed from the UI. If they have the same name, they will again be mapped automatically. And if not, you can overwrite this right here from the UI and then click apply to change your application. Now, this is especially powerful, in my opinion, when we go back to the main screen and you duplicate a UI app that you really like, but you want to push it to a new version or a very similar decision or model that you have published and want to just have little tweaks and play with it. So this allows you to iterate on your applications a lot faster. I hope you enjoyed these updates and see you next time. Bye bye.